It's Mark Mulgrew with another great show. With lots of chat and music to go. Put your feet up and just relax with Black Diamond Radio.
You can stop laughing now.
The sad bit is that's not a jingle. There's actually people in the studio singing that.
They're good, aren't they?
Actually, very good. I should get them signed up.
We bring them in every Thursday, so thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very good.
I'll wait and get my chops from me, thank you.
Now,
and the sausages as well.
Saundersons. Now, I started off the show with ABBA's Money, 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 and then Brass in Pocket. I started off this hour of the show. Just a reflection on yesterday's budget. Did you, without getting far too political, was there much in it for you?
I didn't even watch it.
No?
No. The only bit I picked up on the news was that the price of a pint was going down by a penny.
That should really be passed on to the
and
customer.
That's going to be, yeah, but I thought, an extra penny off a pint, and that'll save me about 3 pence a week. Overjoyed.
That is, of course, if the landlords pass it. It's ridiculous. If they take 20 pence off a pint, it might make a difference to the economy and to the business. Not going to get far too deep in it, but it's a thing in this worrying time, also in the entertainment game, because it's long been said that when a country's in recession and things are particularly bad, especially if you remember. I'm saying if you remember, you probably remember better than me. But during the war years, and then
I can remember the war.
Subsequent to the years after that, people were always looking for entertainment. The dance halls were packed, and people were always looking to go out and be entertained. And I found that being the case just now.
But it was your entertainment that got Britain through the war. It was George Formby and guys like that kept the spirit of this country up. This is. We Dave Willis singing about my wee gas mask and that kind of stuff. That kept this country going.
And Vera Lynn.
The Germans had the big scary marching songs. We had I'm leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street. Run rabbit, run rabbit, run run. So we didn't win a music alone, but it kept us going,
No, but that's what I'm saying. In times of hard times, should I say? People still look to go out and be entertained, and that's it's been hard on the pubs and clubs and the entertainment venues over the last certainly 10 or 15 years, but it's certainly getting harder and harder now. It's
very, very hard now. I mean, if you look at a lot of pubs, I mean, our local pub, for example, used to have, and I hate to say this, but I mean, everything that's happened in the past 2 or 3 years, financial-wise, and even to the extent, maybe if you take, like, say, the number of people that go into pubs now. Now, my local used to have, on a Sunday afternoon, you'd maybe have 40 odd people in that wee place. Now you're lucky if you get 10. It's very, very quiet. You might find a lot of pubs this year coming will not have Sky Television football in their place because it's that expensive. And the football that's on the television, if you Sky, a lot of people don't turn up to the pub to watch it. You can sit in your house and watch it. You're supposed to go out and everything's just the social fabric of this country's been taken away quite a lot.
I think the official stats from last year, if I remember rightly, and if I do misquote this and anybody picks me up on it, I do apologise, but off the top of my head, it was somewhere in the region of 800 licensed premises in Scotland shut down last year, and only 120 new applications were made. So, 680 or so licensed premises that just disappeared. Nobody took them over.
I'm glad you worked that out because I was struggling. But if you look at it, from pub's point of view, you had a situation where, without going into the football thing too much, but you used to have a situation where you'd have at least 4 Rangers and Celtic games every year, which would be exclusive, on Sky or whatever broadcaster was covering it. You'd have it in your pub. Your place would be full. Now the games are not there, so people are not going to the pubs. You don't have the same appeal about Celtic against Kilmarnock or Hearts against what's the other wee team, Hibs, and
yeah, you've just upset.
No, I've upset half your listeners. Well, that's 2 folk anyway. But I'm only kidding. But you know what I mean. There's the only big games we've got now are Celtic against Hearts, Hearts against Hibs. And there's people are just not coming through the door into the pubs anymore, which has a knock-on effect as to what the venues can then pay for their entertainment at night time. You've got the government now has also brought in the fact that they don't let kids into places after a certain length of time. So people don't go to the club now to have a private party, and all these kind of things have a knock-on effect to our game.
Are you working tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, Friday. No, I've got the night off. I've got the night off to watch the football.
I'm a wee bit worried about the football being on because
Yes.
I'm performing down in a well-known holiday park down in Ayrshire, and a big one down in Ayrshire tomorrow night, and I've no doubt that at the time that I'm going to be on, most people are going to be watching the Scotland-Wales game.
Well, that's a chance you take, isn't it? But it's to be honest with
But
you,
at least the kids can get into this one.
kids can get in and they can have a laugh. But you can sit back and just watch the football and then go on after it.
Well, hopefully. Hopefully, unless it's an English entertainment manager who doesn't care.
The last time I did the casino up in Aberdeen, that was the night of the Ricky Hatton fight. And I thought, this is great. The manager came up and said to me, he said, I'll tell you what to do. He said, if you want to watch the boxing, he said, the guys are watching it in the room down there, so bring them up and put it. If you know the casino in Aberdeen, they've got big screens behind the stage where the performers are. So bring the guys up and we'll let them watch it on the big screens. He said, and you can go and do your bit. I said, no problem. Give us something to eat, something to drink, that was fine. The time the guys came up, the fight had already started. By the time they all got settled down, next again round started and Ricky Hatton got knocked out. So I got about 5 minutes extra off the night, you know, it was great, it was terrible.
I had a similar experience in the same casino. The first night that I did it was about 4 years ago. It might have been 4 or 5 years ago. And it was a Saturday night and I'd set up and, you know, normally they'll turn the screen. Nowadays they actually put a full backdrop over the stage area so that the screens are covered up. But they kept one screen on. There's 3 screens there and they kept one screen on at the side, and a whole lot of people were sitting in the bar and they were all looking at me, and I was doing my bit, and I thought this is great, you know. My wife was sitting there. I thought, you know, I'm getting great attention. And then I realised that my wife wasn't actually watching me either. That she was watching the screen that was to my right hand side, and it was actually the night that Susan Boyle was in the final of Britain's Got Talent. So everybody was watching that. But that's just, it's one of the things that you have to come up against sometimes, you know.
You've got to come up against, sometimes, depending on the venue, you're not going into every venue who are actually paying to come for a night out.
Yeah.
The people are there anyway, they're there for whatever, something else, and there's entertainment on. There's certain venues, as you know, which we won't go into, that I don't play, you know, it's because I don't think the show's worth anything in these venues. But that's not for everybody. Folk are like doing different things, and
well, it's horses for courses. It's horses for courses, and if your show doesn't suit particular venues, then
you didn't go into it.
Then that's it. Yeah, I mean, I've got certain aspects of my show that didn't go down well in particular places, such as, you know, turn up at a pub in Lanarkshire on a Sunday afternoon to do a show between 2 and 5, which includes a tribute to Tom Jones, and there's 18 men sitting there when you start. You know, it's not conducive to what you do.
It's when that 18 men start dancing together, and you really have got a problem, you know.
Yes,
especially with that suit you wear, you know.
Actually turned out to be quite a good day, I've got to say. Robbie, I've got to say, I've got to say, you've got a lumber. His name was Jack as well. Now, I've got to say, you've got a great attitude to the business, but you've got a great knowledge in the business, because you've worked in so many different venues, doing so many different things. What advice? Because I always ask some of our more experienced entertainers, what advice would you give to our younger or even older entertainers who are embarking on a career on the circuit that we do, or trying to break into different entertainment circles?
The big thing that gets me at the moment, certainly with some of the younger acts that are coming through, before you actually go out as an act, before you put yourself forward, make sure your act's polished and you've got it off to a T before you start. If you use backing music, I mean, the days are long gone now when you can actually take a wee band in with you. The venues don't pay the money for it. You can go into the internet, you can get really good backing. Make sure your backing's over acceptable standard. Present yourself well, and if you're going to talk to an audience, talk to them properly. Don't talk nonsense. People don't want to know about the problems that you had during the week. People don't want to know about how you had to decide what to wear and the hassle you had getting there. They're not interested in that. They just want you to entertain them. But that's the only advice I would give them, is be as good as you can be, you know, and don't try. I know, again, go back to what I was saying earlier on, but don't try to be somebody else. You know, you just, or tribute acts or whatever. You've just got to try and be your own self and do as much as you can. And
just be, as you say, I think that's a great way of actually putting it. Be as good as you can.
Be as good as you can be, aye. You know, if there's a song in your show that you're not too sure about and you think it could be done better. Go and practice it for a fortnight.
Or drop it.
Or drop it. And go and practice it and put it back in, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, the one thing, and I've said it on Facebook many a time, one song that, and a lot of people like it, and it's just me, Bring 'Em Home, Les Miserables,
Yeah.
The Miserables. A more apt name show for a song, Bring 'Em Home. Everybody's singing it. And it used to be, in days gone by, the only guys that would sing that would be, you know, real quality acts like, say, Colin Chisholm, blah, 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 you know, and Kirk James would do the Phantom of the Opera stuff. And everybody does it because the backing music's readily available. But there's very, very few people can sing a song like that and do it proper justice. But everybody's doing it, and it's in everybody's song set, and you hear it everywhere you go, and it just...
Well, I'll tell you a song that's not in everybody's song set.
What is it? Oh, now you're talking. One of the iconic 80s singles. This is absolutely superb.
I thought you only did 60s stuff.
Oh no, this is... Oh no, I feature the 60s. It's not just all 60s, you know.
Can I just thank you very much, Robbie, for coming in and,
No bother, sir.
and letting the people of Midlothian know what your entertainment side's all about.
Certainly. And hopefully we can see you again sometime very shortly.
Yes, hopefully catch up with you very shortly. If you want to follow Robbie Carran, you can just go onto Facebook, Robbie Carran, Carran, and you can follow him around the country and see what he does. And once again, thanks very much, Robbie.
You're welcome. Cheers, Mark. Bye-bye.